Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Darling and the Franks, which is on episode 21. You know, even after this episode, I don't really know how it's gonna end, but it's not gonna end well. That's all I can really say. I mean, yeah, like I said, I don't think it's gonna end well. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that many of our friends or characters are like facing off the Cloxosaurus and the Virum whatsoever, while Hiro is talking to the Cloxosaur princess and asks him what the hell just happened here and there. And we had to it that the Cloxosaur princess, which we get to know that she's the sole survivor thanks to Frank's explaining it to Zero Two eventually, that her people were known to be almost as the same as humanity, but eventually they were contacted by the Grimm, and they were mindless beings with no body, and they gave them a chance to join them, and they said no, and all hell broke out because they will have to cast aside their bodies and only have their minds intact. And we had too that they had centuries of war against them. It eventually made the freaking things called what you call FranXX mechas. And because of that, the Virum would come back again and cause more damage and cause more trouble. And we have to it, of course, as for Squad 13, they end up having to decide to take their own motives in their own hands and go help out Hiro and Zero Two and the others. And we see to it that that the Doctor does explain to Zero Two that the Nines and Zero Two are known to be clones of the Cloxosaur princess. And of course, we have to it that Squad 13 shows up, decides to help Zero Two out along with Dr. Franks, while Hachi, I think, the guy who is the caretaker of Squad 13, decides to watch over what's really about to happen. And of course, we have to it that Hiro himself is still holding out as best as he can in order to not to give up. That's the reason why the Cloxosaur princess asks him, why you still struggle, and he explains he's fighting to live. That's it. And we have to it that eventually, as we see that there was some rubble in the way, we have to it that Futoshi and Ikuno blasted through the debris, but in exchange, Ikuno ends up having white hair, which I believe she might have aged rapidly or possibly used a lot of her life force to blast through. As for the Nines, they are still fighting off the Cloxosaurs and the others, while we see to it that Sarome and Miku, along with Kokoro and Mitsuru, decides to stay back and hold off the Virum enemy. While we had to it that Ichigo and Goro bring Zero Two and the Doctor to the entrance where Strelizia is at, and gave up their mechas to fight the Virum off. And we see to it that Zero Two managed to reach the entrance thanks to Frank's mecha arm to open the door. And there's let's see here, Cloxosaur decides to give Zero Two a ride to get to the location where the Strelizia is at. And we have to it that Zero Two managed to reach there in time, but she sees to it that Hiro is covered in Virum stuff whatsoever. But eventually, after Zero Two not wanting to give up, uses her horns to connect with the Strelizia. And eventually, we see to it that the Cloxosaur princess finally sees that they fight for another, and they have to be together to keep getting stronger. So the Cloxosaur princess decides to give the last of her strength and life force to Zero Two and Hiro to fight against the Virum. Eventually, they manage to blast their Virum army, etc. But we have to it that the Virum are still alive and swore that they will return, and therefore they will come back with the full army to kill them all and erase the planet's existence. And we see to it that Zero Two and Hiro manage to be okay, but Hiro is okay, but Zero Two on the other hand, it looks like to me she's not answering Hiro's calls, and she ends up having to pass out, or possibly maybe she might be dead, but I don't know. So yeah, this episode right here, overall simple summary, it's just Squad 13 takes their move, and we get to know more about the Cloxosaur princess and her people. And with the help of Squad 13, they have Zero Two connect with Hiro, and Hiro and Zero Two annihilates most of the Virum's army, and the Virum swore to return. Hiro, on the other hand, tries to talk to Zero Two, but she does not answer, and it looks like to me she's in a coma or she's really dead. I don't know, but That's about it. So I don't really know what's really bound to happen because there's only a couple more episodes left, and I do not know how they're gonna wrap this up. Because if they say that the Virum's gonna return, you can't have a happy ending with the main villain group or antagonist still alive intact. So yeah, this Virum people known to be mindless bodies whatsoever. How in the hell are they mindless? How were they created in the first place? A lot of questions that needs to be answered, honestly. But the series tends to have its own ways of writing bad situations that can never make any sense. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm out for Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!